Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, January 16th at 3:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time by Zeno Reader. There are 715 headlines from 108 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Ex-Florida data scientist Rebecca Jones turning herself in to face new charge. Maryland Democrat Jamie Raskin turns from his son's funeral to managing Trump's impeachment. Armed man arrested near Capitol with unauthorized inauguration pass, 500 rounds of ammo. 18 Chicago cops caught lounging in a congressman's office during the George Floyd protests have been disciplined. Aide to Lauren Boebert resigns following Capitol riots. A couple of Capitol rioters told the FBI an officer shook their hands and said it's your house now as insurrectionists stormed the U.S. Capitol. Pew, Biden to start presidency with strong performance ratings. A Virginia man was taken into custody by U.S. Capitol Police after trying to enter a checkpoint with fraudulent credentials and a loaded weapon, reports say. UN says breakthrough achieved in Libya transition talks. Communications director for gun-toting Congresswoman quits. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Virginia man arrested at inauguration security checkpoint in possession of gun, 500 rounds ammo and non-government issued credential, police say, The Washington Post. Banking heir Benjamin de Rothschild dies at 57, Associated Press. Hotel cancels Hawley fundraiser after Capitol riot, we are horrified The Hill. James Harden makes Brooklyn Nets debut after all trade physicals complete, ESPN. Major NRA donor to challenge gun group's bankruptcy over alleged fraud, The Guardian. As Trump leaves the stage, Republicans grapple with new conspiracy caucus, CNN. AOC casts blame on Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg for Capitol riot, New York Post. Washtenaw County woman is Michigan's first known case of coronavirus variant, Detroit Free Press. Biden seeks quick start with executive actions and aggressive legislation, The New York Times. Migrant caravan demands Biden administration honors its commitments, Fox News. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Virginia man arrested at D.C. checkpoint with gun, 500 rounds of ammo, reports. Joe Biden, GOP lawmakers who didn't wear masks during Capitol riot need to grow up. India kicks off world's largest COVID-19 vaccination campaign. Far-right personality baked Alaska arrested in insurrection probe. Joe Biden's stimulus plan emphasizes school reopenings. DC cop who fought MAGA mob, my pleasure to crush a white nationalist insurrection. Authorities are preparing for even more far-right violence. COVID-19 cases on flights to Australian Open confine 47 players to hotel rooms. Where does the American far-right go from here? How Joe Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID-19 relief proposal helps women. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Travel warning issued ahead of blizzard. Vehicle strikes cruiser, slams into home. Boy held hostage reunited with family. Man faces charges after deputy is shot. Doctor gives free services to homeless. 180-year-old woman beats COVID-19. Family with virus couldn't smell fire. Customer, student starts GoFundMe for popular bar. World War II vet celebrates 97th birthday after tough year. Woman dies after being hit by officer's vehicle. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. NFL playoff updates, Packers lead Rams 3-0. NASA cuts short test of its giant rocket to the moon. Far-right activist baked Alaska is among the latest Capitol rioters to be arrested. Virus updates, world braces as new variants spread. Go ahead, fantasize. Children's screen time has soared in the pandemic, alarming parents and researchers. Could Mitch McConnell support impeaching Trump? Joe Biden actually has a COVID plan. Biden seeks quick start with executive actions and aggressive legislation. Shadows on the Silk Road. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. SF Giants owner under scrutiny for donations to Rep. Boebert's campaign after Capitol riot. Rapper Bow Wow defends himself against criticism for packed club performance amid coronavirus pandemic. Judge dismisses 39 cases against 28 Black Lives Matter protesters in Detroit. Missouri woman who allegedly posed with Pelosi's nameplate charged in connection with Capitol riot. Twitter says bug prevented users from searching Lincoln Project amid sexual misconduct allegations. U.S. Capitol Police arrest man with unregistered Glock, 509 rounds of ammunition in Washington. Number 23 Minnesota hands number 7 Michigan first loss in 75-57 romp. Vice President-elect Harris will be sworn in by Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Igor Shrangovich's OT goal gives Devils 2-1 win over Bruins. Liddell, number 21 Ohio Street Power passed number 14 Illinois 87-81. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, January 16th. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. At least 12 police officers and supervisors suspended after lounging, popping popcorn in congressman's office amid looting, sources say. Plastic surgeons seeing Zoom boom among stay-home remote workers during pandemic. Stimulus check update, I believe we have a moral obligation, says President-elect Joe Biden. New research out of British University believes mindfulness courses can improve mental health. National Rifle Association files for bankruptcy, announces plan to move to Texas. Browns-Chiefs preview, there's something very, very special about Cleveland, says CBS's Amy Trask. Fale Kaloafoiku on CBS Bob Hartsabishala, I'm extremely proud to be a part of this presentation of Nigerian culture. COVID vaccine questions answered, can you still catch virus after first dose? Orlando waitress Flavane Carvalho hailed as hero for helping abused boy. Stimulus check, or debit card, is in the mail, here's what it looks like. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. Prince William says he is proud of the Queen and Duke of Edinburgh for having COVID jab. TV drama plans to feature a meeting between Boris Johnson's love child, 11, and baby Wilfred. Boogaloo Boys will continue their armed rally in D.C. on Sunday despite 15,000 National Guard troops. Fears up to 600,000 women are at risk as cervical smear tests are cancelled or missed in lockdown. Prince Andrew asked online troll to help discredit his sex accuser. U.S. claims researchers at Chinese institute fell ill weeks before the world knew of COVID. Sarah Vine, what TV's Tom has got to tell Harry and Meghan. Dan Hodges, the second wave of COVID swamped Captain Hindsight, and the jab could wash him away. Hundreds of people are evacuated from Germany's Frankfurt International Airport. Gillian Anderson bemused by speed of ex-Peter Allen's new romance with Jemima Khan. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Head of Germany's biggest state takes helm of Angela Merkel's party, and shot to succeed her as chancellor. Expo 2020 unveils key pavilion in Dubai as pandemic surges. India launches what could be the world's largest vaccination campaign, but it's unclear if one of the vaccines works. A lab in Italy reported a cluster of the UK coronavirus variant, but that wasn't enough to stop the spread. Another UN peacekeeper killed in Mali, 5th in a week. In Uganda, Museveni steamrolls to a 6th term, billions in US aid help him stay in power. Nepali team first to top world's second tallest peak in winter. The US sent Central American asylum seekers to Guatemala to seek refuge, none were granted asylum, report says. Leaders in Mexico and Poland look to curb power of social media giants after Trump bans. Massive blackouts have hit Iran, the government is blaming Bitcoin mining. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's US news feed. Coronavirus will hide news, UK records 295 more deaths and a further 41,346 cases, Japan's COVID second wave linked to rise in suicides. This is not justice, Supreme Court liberals slam Trump's federal executions. Leicester goes second as James Madison sets up win over Southampton. I feel wronged, US Capitol rioter asks Donald Trump for pardon, video. Attorney in Mike Lindell martial law plan denies knowing of pro-Trump plot. Hell to pay, Church of Satan warns arson at New York Halloween house. Major NRA donor to challenge gun group's bankruptcy over alleged fraud. European roundup, Dortmund and Leipzig slip up as PSG go top of League One. Chelsea back to winning ways as Mason Mount sinks 10-man Fulham. Joe Biden names scientific advisors and seeks to bring Eric Lander into cabinet. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Far-right video blogger, man with Confederate flag among latest Capitol arrests. Dr. Dre back home after reported brain aneurysm treatment. Trial date set in alleged plot to kidnap Michigan governor. Bus driver in dramatic bridge plunge says it just took off. SEAL pleads guilty to role in hazing death of Green Beret. Health fraud case, Mississippi pharmacy owner gets 18 years. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. SLS, NASA's mega rocket engine test ends early. COVID-19, France begins 6 p.m. curfew. Biden inauguration, all 50 U.S. states on alert for armed protests. Uganda, veteran leader Yoweri Museveni declared election winner. Nepali climbers make history with winter summit of K2 mountain. Mount Semeru, erupting volcano spews ash above Indonesia's Java island. Isami, spacing out and a famous frozen waterfall. Tennis stars arrival anchors stranded Australians. Armin Laschet elected leader of Merkel's CDU party. Dustin Hicks, final execution of Trump presidency is carried out. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Live updates, scattered, small protests at state capitals, police, FBI seek help finding suspect who attacked officer. Capitol Police arrest Virginia man who tried to pass security checkpoint with gun, unauthorized inauguration credential. Biden, advisors to lead with science and truth. COVID live updates, 566,000 U.S. deaths by May 1st, model predicts, Biden details vaccination plan. AP exclusive, Selena Gomez, big tech cashing in from evil. Snow dusts Paris landmarks of cold spell hits. Vaccination drive kicks off in various Indian cities. State capitals on alert for potential armed protests. The day in pictures. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Total coronavirus cases in LA County top 1 million, more contagious strain found there. National Guard deployed around Sacramento in preparation for potential unrest. Drive to get COVID-19 vaccine to LA firefighters loses steam as 40% fail to show up. Column, what do conductor Gustavo Dudamel and rocker John Densmore have in common? Plenty. Limited supply of COVID-19 vaccine likely to slow rocky rollout for California seniors. Caltech to remove name of founding president, a eugenics supporter, from buildings. Light at the end of tunnel or a small blip, flattening COVID-19 numbers bring hope in California. This former politician wants politicians to know what it's like to be jobless, get COVID, scrape to survive. He led the Valley's campaign to break from LA now, his website is a refuge for the far right. Biden plans early legislation to offer legal status to 11 million immigrants without it. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, January 16th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Turkey is accused of extraditing Uyghur Muslims to China in exchange for COVID-19 vaccines. China builds hospital in 5 days after surging virus cases. Footprints of crocodile-like prehistoric reptile found in Italian Alps. Fossilized track dates back to period immediately following mass extinction 252 years ago. India starts world's largest COVID-19 vaccination drive. Thailand serves up cannabis cuisine to happy customers. GM to invest $1 billion Canadian dollars in Canada plan to manufacture electric vans. WhatsApp delays data sharing change after backlash. UN committee rebukes Canada for failing to get Indigenous peoples' consent for industrial projects. Boris Johnson vows to take a stand against Japanese whale killing. Previously secret details of Trump administration's Indo-Pacific strategy revealed, policy to contain China. Norway investigates 23 deaths in frail elderly patients after vaccination. COVID-19, ice cream tests positive for coronavirus in China. Poland proposes social media free speech law. Poland's government has proposed a new law to stop social media platforms deleting content or banning users who do not break Polish laws. South African scientists discover new chemicals that kill malaria parasite. Canada Goose workers allege unsafe working conditions in Winnipeg factories. Before I came to Canada I was in Qatar and then Dubai, and it's the same here in Canada Goose. No humanity. The next headlines are from Forbes. Packers vs Rams NFL playoff bracket, TV schedule, stream, odds, spread, betting line, divisional round picks. Mourinho must stop shirking responsibility if Tottenham are to get out of their rut. Tesla's dominance could be under threat sooner than you think. Premier League in damage limitation mode over COVID-19, FIFA needs to step in. PepsiCo pledges net zero emissions by 2040. Arbitration settlement could be first step to long-term deal between Mets and Francisco Lindor. Over 11,000 ice cream cartons recalled due to possible metal pieces. MyPillow CEO meets with president about plan to install new Central Intelligence Agency director. WWE SmackDown results, winners, news and notes on January 15, 2021. Godzilla vs. Kong 2 now open 5 years after Batman v Superman. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Joe Biden named top geneticist Eric Lander a science advisor. Alarming COVID variants show vital role of genomic surveillance. Daily briefing, underwhelming trial results for leading Chinese COVID vaccine. Author correction, suppression of a SARS-CoV-2 outbreak in the Italian municipality of O. A bloody mess, confusion reigns over naming of new COVID variants. Coronavirus diaries, making plans in a changing world. China COVID vaccine reports mixed results. What does that mean for the pandemic? Can you work with less qualified people? And 19 other curveball questions to navigate at industry interviews. Science family of journals announces change to open access policy. Publisher correction, unveiling the strong interaction among hadrons at the LHC. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,679,783,548 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Chris Murphy, longtime INXS manager, dies at 66. TV ratings, Mayor ratings quadruple in key demo following premiere date. Walt Disney Music promotes Tom McDougall to president. Author of Natalie Wood book petitions LA sheriff to obtain confidential debt records. Godzilla vs. Kong release date moves ahead 2 months. New movies to watch this week, Lockdown, The Marksman, One Night in Miami. Kate Winslet reflects on Ammonite and her career, I'm a working class scrapper who got deaf-ing lucky. Oscars expand international feature shortlist to 15, remove the saves in preliminary voting. Netflix announces Selena, the series Part 2 premiere date, TV News Roundup. Dungeons & Dragons series adaptation in the works from John Wick writer. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. U.S. executes Dustin Higgs in 13th and final execution under Trump administration. Biden administration, here's who has been named so far. Defense official, scores of current and former military probed in extremism cases. NRA files for bankruptcy amid fraud suit in New York. Parler executive responds to Amazon cutoff and defense approach to moderation. HHS Civil Rights Office tackles healthcare discrimination of people with disabilities. Argentina takes a shot with Russia's Sputnik vaccine. Video, face it, you're bad at judging physical distance, here's how to do it. Coronavirus frequently asked questions, do airplane passengers not know there's a pandemic going on? All hands on deck, National Mall is closed as agencies fortify DC. The following headlines are from the week. The ongoing Bitcoin frenzy. Biden doubles down on promise to distribute 100 million vaccines in first 100 days. The week's best photojournalism. The Daily Gossip, Tom Cruise unleashed robots on a mission, Impossible 7 crew, there's a Full House Easter egg in WandaVision, and more. NBA fines Kyrie Irving $50,000 over indoor party. The week contest, pandemic word. 5 scathing cartoons about Trump's second impeachment. More transmissible coronavirus variant may be dominant strain by March, a bad sign for already overwhelmed hospitals. Pence has reportedly called Harris to offer congratulations for the first time. FBI reportedly questioning dozens over killing of Capitol Police officer. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Texas Republicans fanned the flames of insurrection long before January 6. The following headlines are from the NASA Mars Exploration Program. NASA to host virtual briefing on February Perseverance Mars rover landing. The next headlines are from Universe Today. The UK is considering nuclear propulsion in space. James Webb unfolds Sunshield. Thanks to Perseverance, we are finally going to hear what Mars sounds like. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, January 16th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. The E-456 is a stretched-out stream of sibling stars. What is the fate of the Earth? New study finds polyester fibers throughout the Arctic Ocean. The next news is from Politico. Biden's first 100 days. Psaki, Biden White House will make visitor logs public. NRA declares bankruptcy, plans to incorporate in Texas. Judge blocks release of man pictured with feet on desk in Pelosi's office. GOP freshman lawmakers splinter over Trump. Democrat ready immigration push for Biden's early days. Facebook blocking new event listings near Capitol, White House through inauguration. Trump weighing a pardon for Steve Bannon. It's time to grow up, Biden blasts anti-mask GOP members of Congress. FBI charges Florida veteran with plotting armed confrontation of state capitol protesters. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Changing of the guard, Armin Laschet elected leader of Angela Merkel's party. Philippe's run spree continues as Sixers march on. Do your sums before buying a second property. Shelling out for gems of the sea can be a great investment. Silky sky blue stroll to another W League derby victory. McLaren's late goal seals victory for Melbourne City. Rocky's almost accidental mayor hopes to avoid rough end of the pineapple. Authorities hopeful virus cluster contained, Victoria eases travel. Open rocked, nearly 50 players set for hard quarantine. To Woon Bay Holiday Park. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Newswatch, here are the biggest stock market winners and losers in Biden's massive stimulus plan. Cryptos, Bitcoin ETF, a crypto holy grail, but don't expect to see one soon, say experts. Capitol Report, Biden promises 100 federal vaccination centers by end of his first month in office. Market snapshot, U.S. stocks close lower for the week after release of big bank quarterly results, Biden aid plan. Personal Finance Daily, Biden's $170 billion stimulus plan for schools leaves one key question unanswered in 2 ways his proposed stimulus checks are different from the first 2 rounds. Bond Report, U.S. Treasury yield slip after weak data underlines consumer weakness. Tax Watch, this tax season will be one of the nation's most important ever, the IRS says. Here are the key dates to know. The moneyest, my wife has a degenerative neurological disease, my father-in-law wants to put her in a facility, and take over our finances. The moneyest, they get free money, people will receive more stimulus payments and unemployment insurance, why is there no accountability? The moneyest, why do I need to wear a mask if I've had COVID-19, who is it protecting, can I really be reinfected? Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. BlackBerry, Facebook reach settlement in global patent fight, 1, Bloomberg Law. STEM is a blast in the brilliant series if not you, then who, book trip. Carbia significantly strengthened its international patent portfolio, Textile World magazine. Protect your invention with patent supported by Lingel LP, iNews. Leading universities launch joint technology licensing program, Harvard Office of Technology Development. BlackBerry and Facebook reach settlement in global patent fight, Bloomberg. BlackBerry, Facebook reach settlement in global patent fight, Bloomberg. This just means more time in the garage, COVID inspires one San Diego inventor, the San Diego Union Tribune. Supreme Court asked to step in amid patent claims losing streak, Bloomberg Law. Vietnam, ministries hosted workshop on consultation of draft amendment of IP law, Lixology. The next headlines are from Quartz. BlackRock is forcing finance to take climate risk seriously. Authoritarians have a love-hate relationship with social media. The crises looming over Biden's inauguration make it all the more important. COVID-19 is powering the fastest growing segment of the U.S. jobs market. Which S&P 500 companies are changing their political donation policies? Biden's pick to lead Operation Warp Speed is tailored to build public trust in vaccines. American democracy is still under attack by corporate influence. Was the investment deal Europe signed with China worth it? Behind India's coronavirus vaccine plan is an army of poorly paid female health workers. Biden has a $1.9 trillion economic recovery plan, and a path to achieve it. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. A few more thoughts on the total deplatforming of Parler and infrastructure content moderation. Content moderation case study, dealing with demands from foreign governments, January 2016. Another day, another location data privacy scandal we'll probably do nothing about. Former FCC boss Tom Wheeler continues to misunderstand and misrepresent Section 230 and the challenges of content moderation. Nintendo hates you, gaming giant lobs a DMCA nuke at hundreds of fan games. Daily Deal, the premium 2021 project and quality management bundle. Ridiculous, Yale law prof argues that because some in Congress want more moderation, that makes Twitter a state actor. Broadband market failure keeps forcing Americans to build their own internet service providers. Esports wild 2020 ride culminates in 69% growth and a continuing rising trend. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Mega Millions drawing. Justin Thomas. Josh Gordon. Martial law. NRA. Outside the wire. Angela Merkel. Von Miller. Dan Campbell. Promising young woman. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Russia's Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline gets closer to finish line, first link expected to be completed by June. Donald Trump's accounts restored on Facebook and Instagram, no activity detected so far. Democrats claim censorship necessary to stop fascism, but they still serve militarism and corporatism, Glenn Greenwald tells RT. Australian Open thrown into crisis as 47 players forced into COVID quarantine ahead of first Grand Slam of 2021. Japan considers heavy fines and jail for violators of coronavirus restrictions. In Latvia there is a campaign to dehumanize those working for Russian media, prosecuted journalist tells RT. Trump wants U.S. government to restrict more goods and services from China. As if it was Baghdad, U.S. Secret Service creates fortified Capitol Green Zone ahead of inauguration. We may never find patient zero, WHO urges to be careful about attributing start of COVID-19 pandemic. Parler CEO Matz goes into hiding over death threats, company says as it seeks to seal employee info in court battle with Amazon. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. Here's how much your income will change under the Biden tax plan. Is impeachment more dangerous than Trump? M1 Abrams tank gets new round that can destroy almost anything. Woke elementary, critical race theory and California's inconvenient minority. Stanford scientist can tell if you're a liberal just by looking at your face. Americans are being divided as the war on domestic terror expands. Amidst the pandemic, women rush to sell explicit photos of themselves on OnlyFans. Trump's China trade war cost up to 245,000 American jobs, study. How a U.S. nuclear strike works. Politics won't fix the American decline. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. UN peacekeeper killed, 2 others wounded in car ambush. Insider attack, 8 Afghan militiamen killed by colleagues. Major security partners, U.S. hails Bahrain, UAE after Israel deal. Trump administration carries out 13th, final federal execution. Syria sanctions inflict suffering as al-Assad regime marches on. Can President Xi turn China into a $30 trillion economy by 2035? Diana Trujillo, from Colombia to Mars. India launches world's largest COVID-19 vaccination drive. UN Security Council approves new Libya envoy. What makes people believe in conspiracy theories? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Hollywood stars headlining 5 days of Biden inaugural events to celebrate America United. Never Trump leader John Weaver admits to allegations of inappropriate texts to young men. Ocasio-Cortez, I was not safe in secure location with House Republicans, they sympathize with the white supremacist cause. GOP Senator Wicker, the left has taken over a large part of the way Americans communicate. Dem Rep Jackson Lee, Trump has death and blood at his feet. Lieutenant Governor Fetterman, you do not have the right to spread lies that are yelling fire in a crowded theater. Joe Biden Day 1, order on transgender rights in sports and bathrooms. Report, Denver Broncos linebacker Von Miller under criminal probe. Pentagon authorizes 25,000 National Guardsmen for Joe Biden inauguration. Trump vice promises transparency on huge opt visa program in 2021. The next headlines are from UPI News. Man misreads lottery ticket, then discovers $150,000 win. Deer rescued with head stuck in bird feeder. Dog missing in stolen car returned after 2 weeks. Cat reunited with owner after going missing for 3 years. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. 10 hardest to kill houseplants. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. The last known swim-host turtle on Earth was alone until this female was found. Researchers hope for babies. Good news on epic bike trail stretching coast to coast across USA, as cycling popularity soars during pandemic. Stunning Victorian bathhouse uncovered beneath a Manchester parking lot. 6 marvelous mushrooms and their myriad of massive health benefits. People are making self-care a priority after one of the most stressful years ever. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, January 16th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Woman has 69 kids in 76 years, Jesus Daily. Fake US leg band may save pigeon from execution in Australia. No parole for Dunedin woman who tried to carjack nun while high on LSD. WSU scientists identify contents of ancient Maya drug containers. Debate rages over whether single speeding Cheeto could destroy space station. Joe the pigeon spared after US tag found to be fake. Why Joe Biden cannot bring his pellet into the White House. Not that good, Montreal restaurant's brutally honest menu pulls in the customers. Australia, fake tag claim offers pigeon a death row reprieve. Fake US leg band may get pigeon a reprieve in Australia. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Forget coding, you can now solve your AI problems with Excel. WhatsApp delays its privacy policy update by 3 months, but what's the point? Report, Apple is building foldable iPhone prototypes. Scientists figured out how to turn black holes into power sources. New self-supervised AI models scan X-rays to predict prognosis of COVID-19 patients. Electric vehicles can now use bus lanes in the UK, and cyclists aren't happy. StarCod doesn't just keep your files, it's the cloud storage option that content creators need. 4 minor features that will have a big impact on upcoming gadgets. Swarms of robot fish could soon monitor our oceans for environmental hazards. How to manipulate date and time in JavaScript. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Scientists offer roadmap to improve environmental observations in the Indian Ocean. Glass frogs living near roaring waterfalls wave hello to attract mates. Conductive nature in crystal structures revealed at magnification of 10 million times. Tool to distribute limited vaccines equitably. Scientists identify nutrient that helps prevent bacterial infection. Controlling chemical catalysts with sculpted light. RNA's mysterious folding process. Target discovered that 12 osteoarthritis type knee cartilage degeneration. Researchers trace geologic origins of Gulf of Mexico superbasin success. Breathing easier with a better tracheal stent. The next headlines are from Information Week. Can cloud revolutionize business and software architecture? How CDOs can build insight-driven organizations. Future-proof your enterprise IT environment and workforce now. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, January 16th from over 100 sources to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Get stopped and run, aggressive defense, efficient fast break fuel Utah Jazz's win over Atlanta Hawks. The triple team, Jazz unexpectedly shut Trae Young down, Donovan Mitchell impresses in blowout win versus Hawks. Name released of Linden man who died after being pulled from sinking truck. Man charged in Salt Lake City shooting. Utah's John Sullivan, accused of taking part in riot at the U.S. Capitol, is out of jail. Utah reports 2,500 new COVID-19 cases Friday, and another dozen deaths. More contagious COVID-19 variant has arrived in Utah, State Health Department says. Robert Gehrke, what we know about John Sullivan, charged with rioting at the U.S. Capitol. LDS Church condemns violence and lawless behavior, urges all to honor democratic institutions. The next headlines are from Slashdot, Tech News for Nerds. FAA approves fully automated commercial drone flights. Seagrass Neptune balls sieve millions of plastic particles from water, study finds. macOS malware used run-only Apple scripts to avoid detection for 5 years. Facebook uses AI to predict if COVID-19 patients will need more care. Amazon.com and Big 5 publishers accused of ebook price fixing. Apple plans first iMac desktop redesign in nearly a decade. Xbox's Instant On feature could consume 4 billion kWh by 2025. Calculations show it'll be impossible to control a superintelligent AI. University of Florida asks students to use app to report professors who don't teach in person. Amazon warehouse workers to decide whether to form company's first U.S. union. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Fox Files, St. Louis County dentists head to rural Missouri to get COVID vaccine. Missouri State Senate to reconvene next week amid COVID security concerns. Unity is power, Schnucks unveiled shirt for employees. You paid for it, county council leadership change. Jefferson County officials ready to give vaccines, just need the doses. Arrest warrant issued for Sullivan woman in connection with U.S. Capitol riot. St. Louis native Yogi Berra getting his own USPS stamp. School nurses begin to receive COVID-19 vaccine in St. Louis County. Pop artist Keith Haring exhibit now on display at the St. Louis World Chess Hall of Fame. Missouri to receive much less COVID vaccine from Operation Warp Speed than expected. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Trump administration carries out 13th and final execution. It's been a nightmare, search continues for missing Chula Vista mom of 3. Padres avoid arbitration with fam, 4 others. IRS delays start of tax season to February 12th. Capitol riot arrests, what we know about these notable suspects. DC police seek man suspected of crushing officer in doorway. 137 arrested as deputies bus series of parties in LA. Let them play rallies call for state to lift restrictions on youth sports. San Diego sees record-breaking temps during January heat wave. Local leaders plan quiet inauguration day, remote meetings as planned. The next headlines are from ScoopNews.com. NYC woman tried to kill husband by poisoning his coffee with bug killer. Former Spanish king's ex-lover says she was threatened by Spy Chief. Netflix wins auction for Skydance spy thriller Heart of Stone, Gal Gadot starring and Tom Harper directing. YI, a Moroccan journalist, endured death threats to interview Bibi in Israel, decades before normalization. New twist in Sharamit murder cases. Audio recording allegedly implicates Belarusian KGB. The NSA warns enterprises to beware of third-party DNS resolvers. Biden taps former Deputy Central Intelligence Agency Director David Cohen for spy agency again. Biden to appoint David S. Cohen as Deputy Director of the Central Intelligence Agency. Hidden camera reveals appalling conditions in overseas PPE factory supplying Canadian hospitals, expert says CBC News. 1,500 flights and rising as Canadians seek sunny escapes despite surging COVID-19 crisis. CBC News. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. U.S. National Guard sends more soldiers in support of the presidential inauguration. U.S. Air Force conducts military operations over Black Sea. U.S. Air National Guard deploys F-35 stealth fighters to Florida. C-17 Globemaster III passes 4 million flight hours milestone. Ukraine reportedly to acquire 8 M-74 transport aircraft. Russian Air Force conducts a mass launch of An-124 heavy cargo aircraft. Ukraine receives new batch of Humvee armored vehicles. U.S. military says it found potential risk with new Chinook rotor blades. Kim Jong-un shows its new submarine-launched ballistic missile. North Korea unveils next-generation short-range ballistic missile. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. 1 year after the U.S.-China trade deal, high tariffs remain and American jobs suffer. Tech companies prepare for jumbo IPO season in Hong Kong and Shanghai. Huawei heiress Annabelle Yao makes a grandiose foray into showbiz, haters have a lot to say. The hidden environmental cost of online shopping in China. Flowers of Shanghai, Hao Xiaoxian's dreamy reconstruction of late-point decadence. The SupChina 2021 Red Paper. U.S. sanctions on CNOOC and Xiaomi, and other moves. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, January 16, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Police, chemicals used to make explosives found at San Francisco RV park. COVID-19 vaccine clinic to open in Lafayette for seniors 75 and older. 9-year-old killed in San Francisco murder-suicide identified. Public booted from California Senate after threats. Law enforcement agencies prepare for possible weekend demonstrations across Bay Area. Stanford Medicine accepts patient transfers during pandemic. Mega Millions winning numbers for Friday's $750 in jackpot. Officials, CA on track for distributing 1 million COVID vaccine doses. Horse racing resumes at Golden Gate Fields after COVID-19 outbreak. Crews responded to alarm fire in Oakland. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Gilgis Olex under leads Thunder past Donovan, Bulls in OT. Australian Open arrivals hit by 2 COVID-positive tests. Lindor, Bryant, Bellinger, Seager get big money deals. Bucks survive shaky free throw shooting to edge Mavs 112-109. Carpentersville's Tamil captures second U.S. figure skating title. Aurora police investigating deadly shooting. Outdoor dining music noise complaints, St. Charles says acoustic, yes, amplified, no. Illinois to begin next phase of COVID-19 vaccinations in 10 days. Staffemery restores Facebook page that went dark after viral post on police bill. As suburbs edge closer to looser restrictions, restaurants get some hope for indoor service. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Teetering on the brink of extinction, new report shows Washington salmon remain at risk. 15 items every Seattleite should carry in their car to thrive in the Emerald City. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Argentina. Drought is ongoing in Peru. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal, Pakistan. Drought is ongoing in Algeria, Spain, Morocco. Drought is ongoing in Mexico, United States. Drought is ongoing in Georgia, Kazakhstan, Russia, Ukraine. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Albania, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Bulgaria, Greece, Iran, Lebanon, the Republic of North Macedonia, Syria, Turkey. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, January 16th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Mega Millions jackpot reaches $850 mass, still no winner announced. Beautiful but chilly start to the weekend. Mega Millions numbers for $750 jackpot revealed. Joshua Lawler of Spring, Texas charged in U.S. Capitol riot. Former Houston Rockets owner Charlie Thomas dies at age 89. Hospitals are recruiting more nurses as COVID-19 cases increase. Martin Luther King Jr. seen up close in rare color photos during Chicago visit. President-elect Biden's loan forgiveness proposal comes as welcome news for one Houston college student. Houston Congresswoman gives look at days ahead including inauguration and impeachment. ABC 13 and Texan Live's Game of the Week. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Official, 2 insider attackers kill 12 Afghan militiamen. US NTSB team arrives in Indonesia to look into jet crash. The latest, UN, pandemic reduced migrants by 2 by mid-2020. UN, pandemic reduced migrants by 2 million by mid-2020. Germany, 3 candidates as Merkel's party chooses new leader. Paradise not always peaceful during tour's Hawaii swing. Saleh's hiring budget source of pride for Muslim community. Bowl games look to future after weathering challenging year. Lorenzen, Castillo among 6 to reach deals with Reds. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving fined $50,000 for violating NBA's COVID protocols. Extra, Joe Biden won't pull up to the inauguration on an Amtrak after all. NY cancels 20,000 COVID-19 vaccine appointments after link is leaked to public. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. It wasn't a hoax, what really happened at the Brooklyn Army Terminal vaccination site. Update, MTA bus driver was speeding when articulated bus partially fell from overpass. Mayor de Blasio says NYC will run out of COVID vaccine next week. Cuomo's $306 billion infrastructure plan, remake Midtown. Coronavirus updates, as CUNY plans for in-person school, union calls for vaccine priority. Early edition, get the toxic positivity out of here. The next headlines are from Observer.com. The best new movies and TV shows to watch this weekend. Amidst ongoing turmoil, the Guggenheim Museum has hired its first black chief curator. Panasonic, GM show off cutting-edge electric vehicle batteries, cobalt-free. Captain America is anti-fascist, but he cannot escape American fascism. Revisiting Agatha Christie's Orientalism in Death on the Nile. Why Prince William and Kate might get the COVID-19 vaccine on camera. NASA's new discovery, the universe is emptier and we are more alone than we thought. Here are 6 ways Marvel could bring Chris Evans back as Captain America. 13 best Christian dating sites and apps, meet Christian singles near you. Psychic Source Review, how to get the best psychic reading experience. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. Next, info on a few earthquakes today from earthquaketoday.com. Light earthquake, M4.3 quake has struck near Kitakita in Japan. Moderate earthquake, 5.1 mag was detected near Kermadec Islands, New Zealand. Moderate earthquake 5.2 mag, 186 kilometers southwest of Bandar Lampung, Indonesia. Light earthquake, M4.6 quake has struck near Yamada in Japan. Moderate earthquake, 5.2 mag strikes near Puangay in Tonga. Light earthquake, 4.9 mag has occurred near Cantrian in Papua New Guinea. Minor earthquake, N2.82 quake has struck near Tom's Place in CA. Minor earthquake, 3.18 mag strikes near Tom's Place in CA. Minor earthquake 3.17 mag, 58 kilometers south by southwest of Polo Gia, Puerto Rico. Minor earthquake, 2.95 mag was detected near Tom's Place in CA. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Advisors propose new system to regulate China's overseas investments. Twitter, Donald Trump, and incitement to violence. Dengue, an epidemic within a pandemic in Peru. Tuberculosis kills as many people each year as COVID-19. It's time we found a better vaccine. Legally speaking, is digital money really money? The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. Wall Street fail on banks take a short holiday from financing political campaigns. Suspected agent provocateur John Sullivan arrested on federal charge. Microsoft, big tech coalition developing Rockefeller-funded COVID passports. 23 dead in Norway after taking COVID vaccine. Jack Dorsey warns Twitter crackdown will be much bigger than Trump ban and leaked video. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Extremists exploit a loophole in social moderation, podcasts. Dorothy Schmidt-Cole, oldest living Marine, dies at 107. Trump supporters among those seeking January 20th protest permits. NY prosecutors interview Michael Cohen about Trump finances. Did a conservative news site admit its voter fraud claims were false? Was kissing through handkerchiefs advised during 1918 pandemic? Did Marine Corps tell Pelosi, we don't work for you? California bill would ban intersex surgery for young kids. No, Obama and former Italian Prime Minister Renzi didn't rig U.S. election. NRA declares bankruptcy, plans to incorporate in Texas. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Bogus claims whirls ahead of Biden inauguration. What do the new coronavirus variants mean for the pandemic? We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. I want to wear these sweatpants every single day. Here's how the military should deal with its Capitol rioters. Lighthouses are just waiting for you to fall in love with them. Our 2 worst presidents were both total racial arsonists. How Biden and the Democrats can expand their majority. These states could outlaw transgender teens' access to health care and sports. The Boogaloos are pitching a big tent for far-right violence. Ken Jennings proved he should be the next Jeopardy! Host. She only has one good lung, she cannot get the vaccine. Untangling the Army Hammer cannibal and abuse allegations. The next headlines are from the New York Post. I'm still here, Alex Azar slams CNN for reporting resignation. Yankees legend Yogi Berra to be featured on news stamp. Robert Saleh's likely first Jets hire could help Sam Darnold. Frank Ntilikina's Knicks return remains up in air. Top MLB players get big money deals. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Astronomers edge closer to detecting background sea of gravitational waves. Watch, Blue Origin nails the launch and landing of New Shepard spacecraft. The sky this week, the moon meets Mars and Uranus. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Smartwatches can help detect COVID-19 before symptoms show. CDC projects up to 90,000 U.S. COVID deaths in next 3 weeks. Extensive lung damage seen in COVID patients, and cases are rising in kids. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Army soldier arrested after military spouse and veteran found murdered at Hawaii barracks. Charges dropped against Philadelphia police officer accused of hitting Temple student during George Floyd protest. Honeymooner star Joyce Randolph gives her approval to pandemic series The Honeyzoomers. Almost 100 cats rescued from house fire near Rochester. Trump administration executes 3rd inmate in 4 days despite Dustin Higgs' pleas for mercy. Megabus stops DC trips ahead of Inauguration Day. Three's Company actor Peter Mark Richman, who played Suzanne Summers' dad, dead at 93. Mexico clears extradited top military leader suspected of colluding with drug cartel. Philip Smith, powerhouse Broadway executive, dies at 89 of COVID. The following headlines are from military.com. Army orders 2 South Korea garrisons to shelter in place amid coronavirus outbreak. White Army vet charged in shooting black girl at Trump rally. U.S. calls Bahrain, UAE major security partners. Mexican president accuses U.S. of fabricating drug case against ex-defense chief. Diary shows how quest for love landed Navy vet in Iran jail. Army offers $25,000 cash reward for tips on drill sergeant's murder. 43 National Guard troops in D.C. for inauguration test positive for COVID-19. U.S. completes drawdowns to 2,500 troops in Iraq, Afghanistan, no word on Somalia. Trump's acting defense secretary says he cannot wait to leave the job. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. New State House Speaker Emanuel Chris Welch made commitments for reform to force out Madigan. Can he keep them? Illinois sitting on $62 million in cannabis revenue meant to foster businesses and help neighborhood hurt by poverty and violence. Column, a Catholic pastor speaks out about Trump. Some parishioners walk out. CPS head says she wants to compromise with teachers but in-person classes must remain an option. CTU says time is running out for an agreement. Coronavirus in Illinois updates. State confirms first case of more contagious COVID-19 variant of 6,642 new cases and 123 additional deaths reported Friday. Cook County watchdog report finds former Stroger Hospital nurse was high during emergency room shift from eating cannabis. The Spin. Kinzinger says he was armed during Capitol riot. Illinois National Guard mobilized amid security threats. Pritzker. Lightfoot aren't attending inauguration. Illinois confirms first case of more contagious COVID-19 variant as restrictions eased in some regions. Phase 1B of vaccination plan set to start January 25th. Pritzker mobilizes 250 National Guard members to protect state capitol amid FBI warning of potential armed protests. Indoor dining, bar service could resume sooner under Pritzker's latest plan, Phase 1B of vaccination to begin January 25th. The following headlines are from FIS.org. World migration down 30% due to pandemic, UN. Out of control Australian bushfire threatens Perth homes. 6-wavelength spectroscopy can offer new details of surface of Venus. Examination of the EA456 finds its nearly 500 stars were born at same time. Nanodiamond sensors can act as both heat sources and thermometers. Using metals for fuel. U.S. fishing and seafood industries saw broad declines last summer due to COVID-19. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, January 16th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Can chanting OM reduce stress and anxiety? The animal kingdom is full of righties and lefties. The 25 best CBD oils for sale. Final word, different analyzers show 2020 either in a tie for warmest year or in second place. Best CBD oil for dogs with arthritis. The best dog joint supplement, buyer's guide. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Bologna beats Hellas Verona 1-0 for first win since November. Humphreys wins Mona Bob debut, Friedrich sets wins record. Will Trump's mishandling of records leave a hole in history? Wind, rain, heavy snow hit New England, caused power outages. Lock on the brink of clinching World Cup loot overall title. Coronavirus daily news updates, January 16th, what to know today about COVID-19 in the Seattle area, Washington state and the world. Prince William worried about strain on UK emergency workers. Skoda to withdraw sponsorship if Belarus hosts Hockey Worlds. Teens tutor pairs online to fill need during pandemic. Dahlkemper becomes third U.S. international at Man City Women. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Home sales in Alameda County, January 16th. Los Gatos community briefs for the week of January 22nd. Man shot in East Oakland. Sunnyvale community briefs for the week of January 22nd. Opinion, insurrection and civil unrest are hardly the same. San Jose teens Mac errands have raised more than $5,000 for nonprofit. Ufrit exhibit provides sources of solace. Trump supporters over past protests raise concerns. Opinion, COVID retail collapse, remote working boost housing options. Editorial, Nation needs Trump impeachment trial before healing can start. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Johnson, intensity of threats increased since Capitol breach. Utah approved to build highway through conservation area. Robert Sanford, accused of hurling fire extinguisher at Capitol Police, made micro mistake, lawyer. Police, boy, 3, and girl, 4, found unsecured gun, girl shot. Arizona reports 8,715 additional COVID-19 cases, 208 deaths. New suits brought in Missouri River flooding. Maine Capitol Police chief apologizes for social media posts. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Oil industry reconsiders donations to election deniers, but has its own big lie. Watchdog report on zero tolerance leads to calls for prosecutions, reparations. Capitol mob has roots in anti-lockdown protests. There was a very real fear that we would not make it out, Rep. Pramila Jayapal on her escape from the Capitol riot. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, January 16th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Better diet and glucose uptake in the brain lead to longer life in fruit flies. Changing resilience of oceans to climate change. Guppies have varying levels of self-control. Divergences between scientific and indigenous and local knowledge can be helpful. Altering meal times could prevent development of type 2 diabetes. Simulating evolution to understand a hidden switch. Increased risk of Parkinson's disease in patients with schizophrenia. COVID-19 deaths really are different, but best practices for intensive care unit care should still apply. T cells linked to myelin implicated in measles-like disease in monkeys. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Indonesian volcano spews hot clouds. Biden fills out State Department team with Obama veterans. Pritzker's announcement likely ends hopes of a high school basketball season, football still pending, live updates. Trump administration carries out 13th and final execution in Indiana. Smoke shops burglarized in Portage Park. Did 2021 just get here? Ready or not, Chicago sports is being left in the dust already. Kingsley Benadir breaks out as Malcolm X in One Night in Miami. Midfield of dreams, Mickey Stanton back with Red Stars. Polling place, how do Bears fans feel about the team moving on with its brain trust intact? Jetta Lavender remains baffled by trade from Sky but optimistic for possible future with Fever. The following headlines are from Riverfront Times St. Louis. Missouri's Emily Hernandez took Nancy Pelosi sign in Capitol riot, feds say. You can rent an entire St. Louis theater for $99. Best HGH supplements for sale, 2021 Buyer's Guide. Met Slim Pro reviews, does Met Slim Pro work for weight loss? Biomelt Pro reviews, does it work for weight loss? Medical reviews, real weight loss pills or side effects complaints? Best testosterone boosters for maximum health gains. 13 best male enhancement pills and products in 2021, review of the top-rated sex pills for men. 5 most effective OTC pills and ingredients for treating erectile dysfunction. 4 best over-the-counter natural ED pills that is worth to buy online in 2021. The next headlines are from Detroit Metro. Judge drops charges against 28 Black Lives Matter protesters in Detroit. In least shocking news ever, Michiganders miss going to bars more than going to the gym, survey finds. Biden picks Governor Whitmer to serve as a Democratic National Committee vice chair. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, January 16, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Rockets post Harden, 4 thoughts. Degusta diversion debut, Velvet Taco Heights opens. University of Houston football, the post-Cougar head coach curse. Reviews for the uneasily quarantined, The Marksman. Bill Champlin talks new solo records and a vast, varied career. Houston's 5 best weekend food vets, Boca Italian Kitchen and Lupo Pizzeria open with Chef Justin Turner. The next headlines are about world records making news. Zango leaps into record books with world indoor triple jump mark, Yahoo Sports. Athletics, Hughes Fabrice Zango breaks indoor triple jump world record, Olympic Channel. Burkina Faso Zango sets new indoor triple jump world record, Insidefa Games.piece. Athletics, Zango smashes indoor triple jump world record, The Straits Times. New Call of Duty, Warzone world record set by Quads team, PC Games. Nepalese climber aces K2 in winters, forms new world record, The Nation. Most expensive vessel charter, the ship LNG Aberlam AB sets world record Academy. Saurav Chaudhary betters world record, Manu Bhaker impresses at shooting trials, Olympic Channel. My European Union revolving door has taken another turn, I could be a world record holder, the Dubrovnik Times. Loudupper claims Genshin Impact world record for Ganai 20% speedrun, The Gamer. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. FAA authorizes first commercial smart drone flights. Facebook bans creation of new events near federal and state houses leading up to inauguration. The iPhone 13 might sport an in-screen fingerprint sensor, which sure would be useful right now. Trump administration clears way for mining company to take over sacred indigenous land. Iranian spying campaign sent holiday greetings riddled with malware. Amazon warehouse employees in Alabama will vote to unionize. Apple reportedly planning to redesign the iMac at long last. Report, Google about to face its third state antitrust suit, this time over Play Store. Apple is reportedly cracking down on app side loading on M1 Max. After failing to tweet through it, WhatsApp delays privacy policy updates. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Geraldton Airport in Australia at 107.42 degrees Fahrenheit or 41.9 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ojmjkin in Russia at minus 67.18 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 55.1 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. The local politics of Airbnb's ban on DC rentals. Hackers alter stolen regulatory data to sow mistrust in COVID-19 vaccine. With Trump's vaccine rollout in chaos, Biden unveils 5-point plan. WandaVision premieres in ways that would never work on ABC, and that's great. Report, Xbox's Instant On feature could consume 4 billion kilowatts-hour by 2025, updated. As it turns out, the Biden administration will listen to scientists. FDA blindsided as Trump admin cripples agency on its way out. FCC fines white supremacist robocaller $10 million for faking caller ID. Facebook will pay more than $300 each to 1.6 million Illinois users in settlement. Trump team modernizes car safety regulations for the driverless era. The following headlines are from Raw Story. GOP lawmakers pondering making sure Trump never runs again, report. Trump spent week rehearsing election night victory lies for aides, report. Some in the GOP worry the party will not survive after 4 years of Trump. Arizona GOP left in shambles after 4 years of Trump, report. Who loves America? Inciting a riot to sack the Capitol gives us the answer. Russian media outlets are pushing false claims about who's to blame for the Capitol riot. Ivanka's political future in question after Capitol riot, it's a stain we'll never be able to erase. Senate Republicans left hanging with no idea how to handle Trump's second impeachment, report. After Biden unveils COVID-19 relief plan, Rashida Tlaib doubles down on demand for $2,000 monthly payments. Done with this guy, Trump's Capitol riot set off a war among Breitbart staffers over support for president. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Coronavirus growth in Western countries, January 15th update. HHS Secretary blasts Trump's role in Capitol riots in resignation letter. Ahead of Biden's inauguration, extremists trade bomb-making instructions and tactics guides. Amy Coney Barrett set to hear case against Shell, her debt employer for 29 years. Why everybody should be deeply skeptical of corporate America's turn against Trump. Taking selfies during an insurrection exposes one of the most dangerous parts of white privilege. Study, COVID-19 reduced life expectancy in the U.S. by a year. The insurrection at the Capitol has renewed Democrats' calls for police reform. It's always about stopping the steal. Friday cataloging January 15, 2021. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. SETI Institute in the news, Media Roundup December 14 to 31, 2020, SETI Institute. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. The most powerful Pokemon ranked, Looper. Readers critique the Post, don't deceive us on the sixth great wave of extinction, the Washington Post. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, January 16, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Deadline looms for Pentagon UFO report. Strange radio signal coming from one of Jupiter's moons. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, January 16th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. True Strange News Fair Use Statement. No Views News is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2020 by No Views News. All rights reserved.